So, as a teenager and young adult, I felt that society expected me to live my life in a linear pathway and hit social KPIs in some sort of predetermined timeline that I hadn't agreed to. Now, rightly or wrongly, I couldn't help but feel like an immense invisible pressure from the outside that made me feel like if I wasn't where I needed to be in like my journey at the right point of the time, that I was somehow a failure. So I decided literally to take control and gamify my life. Now, what does gamify my life mean? Well, when you're playing a video game as the main character, you want to explore as much of the map as you can. You want to find the hidden levels, you want to collect all the tools, but most importantly, you seek out the boss and the difficult challenges. Because when you defeat that boss, not only do you get like a sense of achievement, but it's fun. Yeah? And having fun's like one of my favourite things. So I decided why not treat myself like I was the main character in my own game. So I started to pretty much create my own game maps by accepting as many side quests as I possibly could. And just like Mario for the first time, when you explore the level, I managed to gather a few coins along the way. By 39, I thought that I'd be married with kids, working a 9-to-5 job. But instead, I've been single basically my whole life, still looking for player two. I don't have any kids that I know of. I'm a married celebrant. I love love. Just can't get it, but I can facilitate it. I co-host the Hard Yarns podcast. I'm a corporate MC. I write and host comedy quiz nights. I'm a full-time freestyle rapping comedian, all while being a teacher for kids with learning difficulties of maths and science. So, in other words, I've got ADHD. But I had it before it was cool. I was diagnosed like 20 years ago, and the funny thing with being diagnosed as ADHD, I had to sit a test and I didn't finish, so the psych's like, you win. Now, this speech isn't about ADHD though, because for me, like ADHD, I live my life like Mario when he's on the star. You know, that's my normal. And as far as I'm concerned, ADHD stands for the ability to do heaps of different stuff. I know I threw an extra S in, but it didn't work otherwise. The ability to do heaps of different stuff. These were mainly side quests, but when you got ADHD, like you don't just do one side quest, finish it, then the next one and finish it. Yeah, I do like 100 at the same time because that's how I gamified my life and made it the most fun. So I learned that treating my life like it was a game opened up opportunities that I could never have expected and I never knew existed. So first game was level 1. Level 1 is school, and in Western culture, you can't skip level 1. Yeah, well, I went to a public school, a lot of my mates did. Skip it. But I loved it. It built the foundation of my academics and my friendships that I still have today. But if it wasn't for going to this rougher public school, I wouldn't have had my first boss battle. And it was a legit battle. I was year 8 and a year 9 came up to me and challenged me to a freestyle rap battle. Because we had a DJ at school. Just come at school at lunchtime. Because in 2001, working with children was pretty lax. Yeah? It's like, yeah, DJ, come on in, right? So he started playing a beat, and I didn't know what a freestyle battle was. So, again, public school, I'm thinking this bloke either wants to fight me, yeah, or play Pokemon. So he explained, man, I was like, what is it? What's a freestyle rap battle? He goes, man, you're going to say words that rhyme about me, I say words that rhyme about you. And I'm like, poetry? He goes, no, man, it's like insults, man. It's like aggressive rhyming. I'm like, all right, I've done year 2, bro. Yeah, let's go. So he got the mic, There's 300 kids watching on the basketball court, and his lines were, yeah, I got the $1 million cars. I got the girls in the gold bars. He was 14. And even though I was 13, I knew he did not have such things. I was like, he's lying. You know? So I was like, oh, I'm going to face this challenge. I can do this. So I just grabbed the mic and I went, no, you don't. Same response. You know? Then I spat some fire. I was like, no, you don't. Look at you. You're poo. White guy from Wanneroo who wears FUBU. Everyone, oh! I got you a rap guy. For a 13-year-old, I was basically Eminem. You know? I'm like, this is wicked. I like this. I don't know what it was. So from there, I basically put 8 Mile into my own curriculum. I started practicing when I could, but I was a bit ashamed of it, you know, because freestyle rap is more of like a trainer, sort of thing. So I couldn't really do it too much until the Olympics, and we saw that ray gun showed the world that Australia is the birthplace of hip hop, right? So from there, I learned that facing this boss when I wasn't ready, it unlocked a whole skill set that I didn't know that I had. So wasn't ready. It's unlocked this new skill set. Because when you play a game, you don't avoid the boss, and you look for the boss, and most of the time, you don't beat the boss the first time. No one plays Donkey Kong to stay at the bottom of the ladder. You know, I'm showing my age there. I don't know how Fortnite works, but no one stays in the lobby to floss and dab. Huh? So when you do verse the boss, 9 times out of 10, you fail. But you learn the boss's flaws. You might find some weaknesses in the game. But most importantly, you level up your own skills. So next time you verse him, you're ready. And when you finally do defeat that boss or that challenge, you've gained this new weapon or tool that you can chuck in your inventory that you don't know is going to be much more powerful later in the game. I didn't think my tool was going to be freestyle rap because most freestyle rappers were tools that I knew. So I've chucked that in my inventory. I'll continue with this trajectory that society expects me to go on until I get to level 2. This is where I realised level 2 sucks. This is university. So I'm expected to go to uni. And for me, I restarted this level 4 times. Because I don't know if you've ever read a syllabus, but every course sounded so crap. Yeah? I read the syllabus, I was like, this sounds so boring. And I knew, just like Mario, if I picked the wrong pipe, I'd end up in a world I didn't want to be in. So I started with business law, fell asleep in that before my diagnosis. Then I did biomedical science. I started skipping that like my mates at public school. And eventually I just listened to my gut and I was like, I'm going to do what I love. And I love drama. I love phys ed. Now I felt that immense invisible pressure for the first time I faced it because there was a stigma about teaching or doing phys ed and drama teaching. So I faced it head on. I just popped that bubble. It wasn't real. I decided, well, I'm going to do it because I enjoy it and I'm going to be the best that I possibly can at it. So without ever having done drama before, I did drama as my major, phys ed as my minor, which was a mistake. Because as I did my first prac as a drama teacher, I realised very quickly that I was unprepared and it was not going to be the right path for me and I was going to have to restart for the 4th time. Because I did my first prac as a drama teacher, I just went, nah. I'm not spending the rest of my life telling kids to get out of the curtains. So, after screaming, what's so good about the curtains? I mean, I get it now. As a comedian, they're sick. I flipped it to phys ed as my major and drama as my minor, and I was loving it. I chose the right course. Phys ed was my major. Drama was my minor. It added 6 months and like $6 billion in HECS. But I was doing what I loved. I was thriving. I was averaging HDs in my new pathway. And then, it felt positive. It felt aligned to do what I loved until I started teaching. I didn't realise what I loved was being ignored by teenagers and devalued by society. So I was like, woo, teach. So, enjoyed it though, loved it. It was so much fun. However, the real boss was yet to present itself. So I've called this pause, level 3. I learned restarting isn't failing. It's just picking a better map, yeah? Then level 3 basically paused my whole life. As a phys ed teacher, you need your body to be able to teach. While I was in my last 6 months of my phys ed degree, I threw a javelin at uni outside, and my back exploded. So I basically herniated my disc, and it inflicted maximum damage to my character's health and my character's ability to move. So if you've ever had sciatica, you'll understand the crippling and debilitating pain that you're in. Just the thought of bending over to tie my shoelace up or make my bed was agony. To be honest, as a bachelor, the thought before I hurt my back of making my bed was agony too. But this completely altered the trajectory of where my life was going, because not only had I injured myself, I couldn't teach phys ed, I couldn't play sport either, which was a big part of my identity at the time. So instead of just quitting the game, I faced it and I viewed it as just another side quest where I could change games. So I decided to relief teach so I could experience as many different classrooms as I possibly could, or gaming lobbies. But these gaming lobbies were classrooms full of, instead of one boss, I had 32 mini smashers that would use swarm tactics to try and drain the health bar from their big boss who they viewed, which is me, the relief teacher. I actually loved it, but every day I was facing like 150 different characters with their own strengths and weaknesses. There were so many that Pokemon would be jealous, yeah? Literally, instead of Pikachu, I had, I don't care about you, sir. Yeah. Instead of Mewtwo, I was like, oi, you two, get out of the curtains. And for primary school teachers, there's Squirtle, which is self-explanatory. But from doing this, not only did I get to experience a lot, I actually got to use my sense of humour as my biggest defence weapon and to break down their defensive weapons against me and really get my kids to engage and learn. So it was a massive tool for me to help win them over. So by using humour, it actually worked in my benefit, because I would deal with all the classes that the teachers were having stress leave for. So I had like all the tough classes, which were the funniest. And I would tell all my stories about school to my mates. And my favourite story, it was like my first day ever as a relief teacher. I'm out on duty, in yard duty for the first time. And this year 7 kid comes up to me. He's like, oi, Mr. D. Oi, sir, do you like dragons? And I'm thinking, this is my chance to connect. Yeah? I'm finally going to make a difference. So I go, yeah, man, I love dragons, bro. Dragons are dope. He goes, yeah, I'll be dragging these balls on your face. I'm just sitting there going, all right, didn't learn this in uni. So being sick of being my only audience, my mates signed me up to an open mic comedy night. And yeah, like, I just was like, sweet. I just viewed it as another challenge. So I've signed up, they've signed me up. Instead of backing out, I just viewed it as a side quest that I didn't have to complete, you know. Plus it was only 5 minutes, which is a long time, ladies. And after that first set, I thought I killed it, man. I was like, I'm going to be the next Eddie Murphy, get my own Raw special. I was more delirious than anything. But I sucked, but not too bad. But this challenge sort of helped me overcome that fear that we all have, which is the fear of the hive mind, the public failure and crowd, like judgment of others and judgment of the crowd. So I went from thinking that my back injury was the worst thing at that point in my life, but that it ended up being a key that could open up a hidden level that I didn't know existed before. So with this new hidden level, it spawned, like, I loved it. Like, it was so much fun, but it spawned some terrible comedy sets, some terrible ideas for comedy. But it also spawned some award-winning shows, which I'm stoked got mentioned, and some solo shows, but most importantly, it spawned new players. So I got to do Thriving together as well as Thriving solo. This photo is from one of my side quests combining with my old job. So I created a show, Teacher Comedy Night. This was the first show I ever sold out in a theatre, and I got to bring people with me. Now, I couldn't plan this. There was no way when I was a young teenager or a young adult that I could plan this. There's no university course that teaches you how to master in side quests. You know, there's no major in side quests, minor in gamifying. But I figured out how to basically do a master's ADHD degree and bring it all together to spread joy. Like, my job now is spreading joy, which I think is awesome, man, because the lesson I learned is when I first started doing stand-up, it wasn't about being good. When I first freestyled, it wasn't about being good. It was just about pressing play, starting, and giving it a go. Like, I never would have thought that throwing a javelin at uni and thinking my life was ruined has resulted in me meeting awesome people, traveling the world, making people laugh, and embracing challenges and boss battles. Like, as a freestyle improv comedian, doing a speech today with a script was like my Bowser. So I'm stoked that I could verse that battle today. So I just ask you guys, if it has resonated with you, just treat yourself like the main character. Look for a side quest, embrace your challenges, press play. If you have to restart, do it as many times as you need to, and try and gamify your life, because it's the most fun you can have. So, this is a bonus level. So, somewhere along the way, my freestyle rap, as I learned in high school, brought me to a comedy show where I bumped into another actual freestyle rapper. I was just like a comedian trying to be funny, and we've joined forces, and his name's Max Shane. We created a show together called Who's Rhyme, and our first show, we had 2 people in a 200-seater. It was wicked. But it evolved into doing shows to up to 14,000 people at festivals all over Australia. So without further ado, we're going to play a bit of a game with you, and we're going to bring on Max Shane. If you'd like to come on out, Max Shane. Oh. Max Shane. Check, check.
Hello, hello, hello. Hi, guys. I'm also one of Daniel's end bosses, so it's really nice to have a full circle moment.
So we're going to play a rap game. The objective is to try and stump us. All we want you to do is go into your pocket, your purse, your handbag, wherever you keep stuff, hold it up in the air, and we'll finish with a bit of a game and freestyle rap about what you guys have.
Okay, let's go. You want to go first?
Well, you go.
All right, let's see what we have. Okay, so with the first question, now you know I'll just be asking. I can't see the people in the back, I need to have your glasses, but now you understand, and I think the people heard me. I don't know what these look like, because this is really blurry.
All right, yeah, we got plenty. I'm walking up the stairs because my vision's 20/20. Yeah, I spit a fact, I came to spit a rap. I got the freshest microphone like a little tic-tac. That's that.
A little tic-tac, bro, I really heard them laugh, but I'm like Little Red Riding Hood when I wear your scarf. I guess I rap it clean, but actually it's not a fallacy. I can finally see what you have. Is that Vaseline?
All right, the sun, yeah, that's lit. If it passes in front of the moon, we get an eclipse. So I hit the microphone, yeah, that's what. Hell yeah, this is the tiniest little espresso shot.
Look, an espresso shot, bro, I might sweat sweat loss. I'm pretty sure that's fresh. Can we add Mentos? And now we get a fizzy. Now I'm about to play with flows. It's crazy, bro. Water bottle, H2O.
Freestyle off the top of the brain, I won't think. But call me Shane Warne, because I've got some sick zinc. I'll give that back, yeah. I'll come back to the rap hard. Shout out to the dude thriving with a lanyard.
Look at lanyard, bro. I might try ask. Can I have that watch? I guess I made time pass.
Nice.
That's what I did, but now it's pretty sick when I spit it. Deliver the lyrics. I'm back in a minute.
I'm on the stage just trying to behave, keeping it PG, but he's got the 9 of spades. That's fine, yeah, I keep it back on the theme. I'm single, I'm still looking for my heart with a queen.
Look, that's nice, bro, and that was just fresh, son. Look, I'm feeling sweaty. I think I had a wet one, but wipes, now you see what I like, and it's tight. I got your keys, Google Chrome and Safari.
Bro, it's easy to see. You and me, we both have some ADHD. We on the mic, we're trying to just come and sis flexy. I got my medication, thanks for the Dexies.
Look, ADHD, bro, I do it all day, but you're more ADH than me. He's 84K. Mate, guess what? You know what's pretty sick. Can I have your autograph? Yeah, thank you, bro, for the bic.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just a baddie. Shout out, you can call me Puff Daddy. So, all right, now I won't stuff you. There's too many stairs. I might need that puffer.
Look, you can have a little seat, bro. I drop a new free. Dude with the boot. Are you trying to do a shooey? Nah, pooey. That's just true. The only reason I notice it is because you stepped in.
I'm gonna bring that hype. Shout out to the sponsors, Coffee with the White Knight. Yeah, that's fine. I won't just disarm ya. I'll be a white knight, but I ain't got no armor.
Bro, talk about ADHD. Hey, look, mum, I'm finally on TV. Yeah, thanks so much. Hey to the chicken green. What's that object? The last thing I'm about to see. So, Delby, I'ma pass it to you. You can describe. I don't really know what this is, but you can try to find a rhyme.
Nah, I just can't sleep. ADHD. All I know is the brand is Peeps. I'm not sure. This ain't a boss. I think it's for your teeth, so you can go and floss.
Great work.
Thanks very much, everyone. Nice stuff.
Thank you so much.